did you want?
If you really want to do something for me, then stop making this scene right now.
Oh, God, I can't do this.
I'm leaving. I've assessed the situation, and I'm going.
Where are you going?
Just leaving.
But where?
I have to return some videotapes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am absolutely ecstatic to say that this campaign is solid. Today's a great fucking day to be able to say something like that too. I genuinely think that you guys are going to be happy with this one, especially the people who are fans of Call of Duty or the people who have seen my review on the multiplayer or the zombies for this game specifically. But for those of you who want an overall review, like right off the bat, those of you who are just eager to understand what I'm saying, all right, fine, here. I'll give you one really quick. This fucking campaign slaps. Like, holy crap, it's fucking good. Okay, there. Those of you who just came for that are allowed to exit quietly through the main entrance hall doors. But for those of you who are itching to understand why I'm saying something like that, then you might want to stick around for a bit longer. By the way, this is a spoiler-free review. I will be commenting on the game as a whole rather than specific parts to keep this video free of any spoilers. This does, however, include game mechanics and additions to COD. And what I mean by rather than specific parts, I'm not going to necessarily be talking about what you're doing in each mission per se, but I'm going to be talking about the things that like you're able to do, the things like you kind of see, like let's say you see something on your HUD, I'll point that out, that kind of thing. I'm not going to throw you guys any story arcs and whatnot, because if I give you guys a review like that here, then you're not going to have any motivation to want to play. Generalizations are needed in this regard to keep this video spoiler free, unfortunately, but doing it in this way will make people actually want to check out the campaign rather than just hear about everything in the story down to a T and not feel any motivation to play the campaign whatsoever afterwards. Another thing is, if you're wondering why you're not looking at campaign gameplay right now, it's because of the fact that this is a spoiler-free review. I refuse to let any gameplay of the campaign play out, because if I did, it would ruin the first impressions of so many eager players out there. Instead, I might throw over, let's say, a trailer for the game, multiple trailers, maybe even multiplayer gameplay, even though that's not specifically what this is, but I want to divide your attention between the two, because I don't want to ruin the campaign for you guys in any way. I don't want anything to be spoiled for you guys, because I went in spoiler-free and I had a fucking blast, and that's exactly what I want you guys to experience. Also, the same rules from the Cold War Zombies and multiplayer review videos that I did applies here. That means no settings were changed, and the exact experience that Treyarch wanted us to experience was laid out from its base. That means I started up the game, I fucking clicked on my shit, and I just went right in. I didn't change anything else. This is everything from the base, from when you like load up Cold War for the first time. The final rating is also out of 100, because I believe that this gives a more accurate depiction of what a game is really rated. Ending with a game being rated out of 10 leaves way too much leeway for other players to try and fill in the blanks. So if you want a good example of what I mean, just imagine you got the grade for a test back that you really studied hard on. I'm sure you guys would be much more satisfied if you were given an 80 instead of a 70. This 10-point difference can bump you up an entire letter grade. So applying it here just makes sense in my opinion. I also played Cold War on the Xbox One X, so my experience stems directly back to this console. Unfortunately, I don't have $500 to blow on a new console, or $300 for the Xbox Series S, so this is where my review is going to stand. Just to note, by the way, I played the campaign on regular difficulty in case any of you were wondering. I didn't exactly go for an incredibly difficult experience, but one that offers me the ability to explore and take everything in, while also posing as at least some kind of a threat. Also, if you're wondering why this game mode is being specifically rated out of the rest of Cold War, it's because if you rate everything in the game and then give a massive overall value right off the bat, I think it skews ratings, because if one portion of a game is terrible, but another portion of the game is amazing, like let's say Zombies is amazing and the campaign is terrible, then the final value is going to be way higher or lower than it initially would have been given. At the end of the video, I will be putting in the overall rating from the last two videos I did, the multiplayer and the zombies, so that I can add all three massive portions of this game together and really then give you guys an overall rating as a whole. If you would like to see the Cold War Zombies or multiplayer reviews that I did, then head over to my channel page and check them out. I put solid work into those like I did with this one, so go ahead and head on over there if you're interested. Also, please consider subscribing if you genuinely enjoyed this video or any of my others. Each subscription lets me know exactly what kind of content my audience wants me to provide them and allows me to understand which direction my channel tends to grow in. And thank you to the people who are already subscribed. You guys literally mean the world to me. Now, without further ado, let's begin with what we always begin with. The beginning sequence of this game, immediately after selecting your difficulty, put me straight into the mood of everything right off the bat, which was fucking killer to see. The bar sequence felt a little cliche, but I actually fucked with that heavy. There was famous music all throughout the campaign just to set the time period and give you like this overall like, oh, I'm gonna kick shit vibe, which was just a really nice touch of like fun to the game. I genuinely liked it and it put me in this like really nice mood. The melee kills slash takedowns in this game are dope as fuck, and the fact that you can use an enemy as a body shield is fucking sick. It even shows your hostage's health so you know how much more he can get shot. The cutscenes are dope as fuck and even let you decide what to say to the other characters rather than just doing everything for you. And you can also choose what mission you would like to begin. There's no direct pathway to take to get to the end of the game anymore, which makes the game have way more of a, hey kid, go do your own thing kind of feel. There's so much stuff in this game that allows you to just do whatever you want, and that's fucking fantastic. Having this kind of freedom in a Call of Duty game is basically like non-existent, but fucking like, oh my god, it was genuinely enjoyable to just do whatever the fuck I wanted to do, take whatever route I wanted to take. The fucking sniper elite style of sniping where you focus on shit instead of breathing in is sick as all hell. You go into like slow motion. It's so fucking cool, and you can absolutely see the care put into this campaign, which literally makes me want to fucking cry. By the way, if you're playing the campaign, get every collectible you see. They're actually cool and useful in this game rather than like other games out there, other AAA titles. Another thing is everything has a killer punch to it as well. Like shooting enemies feels like you're kicking their fucking asses, while getting shot makes you feel like you just got rocked by Rocky in his prime. Same thing goes for the takedowns. When you initiate a takedown, you just fuck people up. You just completely fucking destroy them. It's amazing. Treyarch seems to have finally made another kick-ass campaign. At least that's what it seems to be right now. The zombies in multiplayer doesn't really feel like a sequel to Black Ops 1, but this campaign definitely fucking does. Definitely does. Thank God. I actually remember the story characters' names this time around, which is fucking amazing. I can't even tell you guys how many times I've played a AAA title, or just any AAA title in that matter, and just not fucking remembered anything. Just not remembered any of the characters' names, or not even what my own actual character's name is if I'm like assigned to play as somebody. But I remembered everyone's names. I can't even believe it. I was like astounded with myself. There's not like a billion different characters you have to meet. There's just like a few important ones, which is just exactly what you need to see. The campaign graphics are solid as hell, and I can absolutely see the care Treyarch has put into each scene. This is weird because a lot of people have been complaining about how the graphics for the game have been shit. I don't see it here at all. I think the campaign graphics are actually pretty dang good. I don't really think that they're as bad as anybody else seems to say. The one thing I do have to make a note of though is I'm playing on an Xbox One X along with a 4K TV, which means I'm playing the game in 4K, so obviously I'm gonna have a way better graphical experience than many other people. So do keep that in mind with that specific point. Also, all of Black Ops 1's best characters are back, so it's really easy to get invested in this campaign if you've played the campaign for Black Ops 1 before. Just a note, guys, this is not your average Call of Duty campaign. There are so many new things that were added, and generally all of it is really good. You get to select perks to give you an edge on the enemies of the campaign. You can fucking open doors. I shit you not, I wrote this in the script because there's so many times in a Call of Duty game, and I can literally name fucking essentially any of them, where you can't do fucking anything. All the NPCs have to fucking open the door for you just so that you can progress to the next area. It makes absolutely no sense, but you can do that yourself here, which is amazing. It's just like such a simple little thing. It's in my fucking script. I wrote it right here. I'm not even kidding. I can't even believe I wrote this as a point for a AAA title, but there it is. This game is also definitely over the top like previous COD games, which is something I actually like, but if you're not a fan of that, then this is, you know, worth noting. Sometimes you'll just enter a scene and it'll just go fucking crazy, which just gives it like a really cool feel, but it's not very realistic. But again, it's a video game, you know. Obviously, you're not going to want everything to be 100% realistic, because if it was, then you'd be bored. At least I would expect you to be bored. The campaign missions aren't very long. This is something I would normally put in the bad parts section for this game, but it looks like Treyarch only kept in the best parts of each mission, making the fun continue rather than force the player to do or watch something that they don't want to invest themselves in. So they cut out all the bullshit, essentially. This next point is really cool. There is actual stealth in this game with an open world kind of feel, which completely switches up the linear paths that fucking like every Call of Duty campaign has taken. You actually do stealth. It's like the weirdest thing. It's like so cool. You guys have to play it to experience it. I'm not going to go into any farther detail, but it's fucking good. It's like not bad. Contrary to the zombies mode for this game, the campaign does not hold your hand, and the optional side missions that come with each mission are a super nice touch as well. You obviously don't have to do them considering they're optional, but it's that little addition that you can do. It's that little extra thing that you're allowed to do, that you can go out of your way to do, that just kind of makes the world feel a little bit more open open and a little bit more important around what you guys are doing at hand in the campaign. The slow motion sequences are fucking tight as hell. That's in like every single Call of Duty game, but there's not like a billion in this game. There's only a few, but each one of them is like a genuine joy to go through. The sound design also for the gunshots and reloads is fucking phenomenal. The game forces you to constantly move around rather than just stay in one area, and the game constantly hits you with new shit whenever the game gets boring, and the game never got boring for me, which is crazy. I had fun the whole way through. Like I said before, I was able to fucking sit here and just play the whole dang campaign in one shot. I had a great fucking time, to be honest. But adding new things as the game goes on just makes everything way fucking better. And one last thing, the ending mission of the campaign had my jaw dropped like the entire time. I didn't realize it until I was about halfway through the ending mission, which is actually, that one's pretty dang long, but my mouth was open the whole time. I like couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I didn't realize it until the batteries in my controller died. Yeah, because I'm on fucking Xbox, so of course I have batteries, yeah. In 2020 batteries, but that's a whole video for another time. But yeah, my fucking controller batteries died, and I didn't realize that my jaw was dropped until I had something distract me from the game, which was insane. That never happens to me. I never had my jaw drop from something being so unbelievable. At least that hasn't happened for a very long time. But after all this stuff, I think it might be time to move on to the bad parts of this mode. Starting off the bad parts, Mason doesn't really talk much, which doesn't really make much sense. Considering his massive role in Black Ops 1, his voice lines are not actually him speaking, but they act more as if you're playing Skyrim or any kind of RPG. You'll see more of what I mean when you actually play the game, but when you are your own character, you don't really hear yourself speak very much. The options that you have for speaking lines aren't actually spoken, is what I'm trying to get across here. You just kind of in your mind say the thing and they respond. You don't actually hear anything. Also, the voice lines from people like Woods will overlap each other, and it can sound pretty dang funny. There was a time where I had to like run through a door with Woods because we were like in some massive firefight or something like that, and Woods was like, reload your gun, but at the same time as saying reload your gun, he was like, we got to get through this door. So the audio overlapped, and it was the funniest damn thing. That's obviously a completely easy fix though. Another thing is, occasionally I will shoot an enemy and the bullets will go straight through them, which seems to only happen when the enemy is in their beginning animations, like getting into cover or grabbing a weapon. That's obviously like not the worst thing in the world. It is kind of weird though to be able to just pound like fucking 10 rounds into one guy and they're just kind of just hanging out there. So again, update potentially fixes that, but that is something worth noting, of course. Also, the cutscenes that play in between campaign missions will desync with the audio being played and lag like fucking crazy because of the missions that are loading up in the background. So what'll happen is every time you go through like a cutscene loading screen, which you'll see what I mean when you play, you'll see it just lag all over the place, and then the audio will just act as if nothing's happening, so the cutscene will just keep playing well after the audio is finished running through. That one's kind of annoying though, because it honestly takes away from the whole vibe of the campaign. If they can somehow make that more streamlined, that would definitely be a lot more nicer of an experience, even though that's going to obviously be hard because it is a loading screen. I can't believe I'm saying this, but that's it for the bad. I think it's time to move on to the conclusion. For those of you who watch my videos, first of all, thank you. Thank you for the support. It really does mean the world to me, but I'm sure some of you were surprised as to how short the bad portions of this game section was for this video. And believe me, it caught me off guard too. Guys, this campaign is pretty damn tight. The snappiness of the guns that I was commenting about back in my Why Does Cold War Look So Weird video actually doesn't bother me here at all in this specific mode. In fact, it actually works surprisingly well, which is just weird to say, but it's true. If you play the campaign, you'll know what I'm talking about. I actually liked this campaign so much that I, like I said before, legit sat down and played through the entire thing in one sitting. Call me a no-life, but the eagerness to get this video out, coupled with the new desire to continue playing, made for one hell of a time. And yes, I am relieved that I can finally work on this video after hours of playing, but forcing myself to experience something new helped me get to this mental state, and I'm actually grateful I went through the quote-unquote torture of playing a Call of Duty campaign. It's definitely something I gotta do more often, and maybe other people should do more often as well. Now we've finally gotten this far into the video, which was shorter than my others, but I guess that's what happens when you give a spoiler-free review. You obviously don't have the ability to comment on everything to the degree of detail that you would like to be able to, but I want you guys to be able to experience the same kind of thing like I did. And if I start saying that shit happens here and there in the campaign and giving away story arc shit, then you're not going to have the same experience, and this video was all for nothing. Now, we've finally gotten this far into the video, so what did I rate rate Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War's campaign as? Well, I gave this game mode a 93 out of 100. This campaign definitely subverted my expectations, and I firmly believe that keeping my expectations low provided me with a much more fun playthrough. By not expecting too much at first, but then being provided with so much in return, it led to me wanting more out of it rather than wanting to walk away and finding something better to do. I think Treyarch is on the correct path now. Fuck Black Ops 4. I think this is what's going to happen with Call of Duty in the future, at least from Treyarch's perspective. This is the route they should be taking, specifically with the campaign. Obviously, the multiplayer and the zombies can do a little bit better, but being able to rate the campaign this greatly shows that they are doing better. Guys, I recommend this campaign wholeheartedly. I genuinely enjoyed it, and if you have Cold War but haven't even began playing the campaign yet, I'm not saying you're missing out, but you're missing out. Wait till nighttime, pop on some Turtle Beaches, grab a soda, and just play this damn thing. I can guarantee you it's worth your time. Guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did like it, then give it a like. If you disliked it, then dislike it. If you agree or disagree with me or whatever, maybe you just want to give me your opinion on everything, comment down below. I love being able to talk to you guys and hearing everyone's opinion. It's genuinely fun to be able to respond to your comments. I'm hoping that this video tended to please the Call of Duty like fanboys and whatnot, at least to some degree, because I really think that this was like the savior for Cold War. I think that this might be a good reason to buy the game, at least a little bit. So if you're a single player like fanatic or you like campaign games, Cold War is actually going to provide you with a fairly good experience, and again, I recommend it. If you guys did like the video, however, then please consider subscribing. It lets me know, like I said before, that what I'm doing is the kind of shit that you guys want to see. And after all that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. See you in the next one.
I've been holding all I own. I've been clutching all whatever is left.